He was barely breathing hard. He shut it down with 20 m left. He looked like a kid finishing a warm-up jog, and he still ran faster than every other teenager on the planet that morning. His name is Tate Taylor. He is 18 years old, and right now, he's making the biggest junior track meet in the world. The teenager who's making the world's best juniors look slow. He barely broke a sweat. With 20 meters still to go, he simply switched off and coasted home. And even coasting, he was still quicker than every other teenager on the planet that morning. His name is Tate Taylor. He's 18, and right now, he's treating the biggest junior track meet on Earth like a light training session. Here's how it's unfolded so far. The World Athletics U20 Championships kicked off on Wednesday, August 5th, at Hayward Field in Eugene, Oregon, a venue nicknamed Tracktown, USA, that hosted the World Championships in 2022 and the Olympic Trials in 2024. More than 1,800 athletes from 147 nations showed up, every one of them aged 16 to 19, all chasing the same thing, a world title. For Taylor, though, this stadium is practically home turf. In the men's 100-meter first round, Taylor drew heat 6. He seized control by the halfway mark, then eased off well before the finish. Official time, 10.05 seconds, the fastest of the entire round, and not particularly close. Yet afterward, he wasn't fully satisfied. He told reporters his drive phase, those first explosive steps out of the blocks, still needed work, even though he'd just posted the world's quickest time of the day. He said he was looking forward to seeing what the semifinals would bring. A quick reminder of why this kid is such a phenomenon. Taylor's from San Antonio, Texas. Back in May 2025, at 17 years old, he ran a win-legal 9.92 in the 100m at the Texas State Championships, shattering the American high school record and becoming the second fastest under-20 sprinter in history. Only Botswana's Letzel Tebogo has ever gone faster at that age, with a 9.91 back in 2022. At 17 years, 7 months, and 7 days old, Taylor also became the youngest sprinter ever to break 10 seconds. His nickname wasn't his idea. Fans gave it to him in a comment section. Cheat code. Off the track, he's just Tate Taylor. On it, he says, he becomes the cheat code. Then this past July, on this very same track at the Prefontaine Classic, Taylor lined up against grown professionals in the 200m, including Tebogo himself, the reigning Olympic champion. Taylor beat him, clocking 19.75, the third fastest 200m ever run by a teenager. Add in national high school records across the 100m, 200m, and both indoor sprints, a Gatorade National Player of the Year award, and a commitment to Texas Tech, and it's easy to see why some wonder whether he'll ever run a single college race before turning pro. Meanwhile, the women's first round delivered its own storyline. Jamaica's Theianna-Lee blazed to the fastest time of the round at 11.21, ahead of St. Lucia's Jade Emanuel, 11.28, and Germany's Emma Jarrett's, 11.29. Notably, pre-meet favorites, Jamaica's Shanoya Douglas and American twins Mia and Mariah Maxwell, all finished behind that trio. Back to the men. That same evening brought the semifinals, and Taylor repeated the trick. Fastest of the round again, this time in 10.06. The gaps behind him were telling. South Africa's Marko Ferreira won his heat in 10.13, Jamaica's Gary Card and USA's Kyrie Brown both ran 10.16. Once more, Taylor downplayed it, saying something was still slacking and promising to put it all together in the final. Ferreira, by contrast, was harder on himself, admitting the race hadn't gone the way he wanted, though he was just glad to have advanced. That line from Taylor, that he hasn't run his real race yet, is worth sitting with, because the final is no easy assignment. Jamaica's Gary Card enters as the man to beat on paper. He's run 9.93 this year, a Jamaican U20 national record set, while finishing runner-up to seniors at the Jamaican Championships. He's the only sub-10-second man in the field this season, and he's no stranger to gold, having anchored Jamaica's winning 4x100-meter relay at the last U20 Worlds in Lima. Britain's Jake Odey-Jordan is another name in the mix. He holds the European U20 record at 10.01, won 2 medals in Lima, and, in a neat coincidence, is also headed to Texas Tech, Taylor's future school. One notable absence, Australia's Gout Gout, the world U20 200-meter record holder, is out with a hamstring injury. So what would it take for Taylor to make history here? The World U20 record, which doubles as the championship record, sits at 9.91, set by Tobago and Cali in 2022. Taylor's personal best is 9.92. 1/100th of a second separates him from the mark. On a fast track, in a final, with Card pushing him from a nearby lane. That record is genuinely within reach. And there's a poetic symmetry to it. Since Tobago is both the record holder Taylor's chasing and the Olympic champion he already beat on this same track a month ago. Taylor's also entered in the 200 minutes later this week, where he's the heavy favorite. 2 rounds down, 2 fastest times posted, and a teenager who keeps insisting, out loud, that he still has more in the tank. He's controlled everything so far without ever looking like he was trying. Now comes the final, where one small slip could hand the title to someone else.